friends. This is Brian, the Speaker for the Dead, coming to you today with a public service announcement. Stop hating Asians. That's it. I just wanted to say that because I've been inundated today with news stories. Started when I was listening to a talk radio show today while I was at work. I get this, there's a story that the host brings up about not hating Asian Islander people. I'm not exactly sure who that refers to. And then I get on Google tonight to Google search something. And they've got pictures of like Asian people, like in doctor's garb. I don't know what was going on with that. And then like trying to make Chinese type looking lettering, or I guess Asian lettering. I didn't know there is such a thing. But I mean, and then at the bottom, help America stop Asian hate. And it was a hashtag stop Asian hate. Is this a thing? Is it?
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
You know, it's kind of weird here. The only people that I see being openly hated are white people, white males, and white people in general. We're told we're supposed to have white guilt, that there's white supremacy, that everywhere there's white supremacy. In your underwear drawer. Be careful. It could get you.
Oh, that's an image I'll never get out of my brain. Ah.
I don't understand what is going on here. Actually, I do. It's just pitting groups against each other. Because you'll notice nobody will ever say, stop Caucasian hate. Stop white guy hate. And if you did say that, it would be in the context of stop white guys from hating everybody.
What a bunch of hippy-dippy baloney.
I don't know anybody that hates Asian people. I'm a huge anime fan. I love their animation. I've never met an Asian person that I thought, you suck, just because they were Asian. I mean, never. Not one time. I've been called a weeaboo because I like Asian culture. I think there's some really great things in Asian culture. Now, not the current Chinese communist culture, the ancient Chinese culture, very interesting. Had some very great stuff, some very unique ideas and stuff that, there was a lot of Chinese people that helped found America. They helped build the railroads, and they were looked down upon and they were kind of made fun of and they were treated, called I don't know. Anyway, there was ethnic names and stuff like that. But I mean, even so, I never saw that as hate. I just saw that as misunderstanding. Because in their culture, in Chinese culture, for a very long time, we were referred to as white devils.
Cause of what?
Just because we were white skinned. So every group tries to make some other group the bad guy. But this Asian hate thing, the only people I've seen hating on Asians are Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and people like that. There was a news story, and I'll show you a clip, about a journalist named Andy Ngo. It's Andy Ngo. So Nigo or Ngo, I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it. But he was a journalist that was in one of the Antifa marches in Portland. Well, he got, just the crap beat out of him. He had milkshakes thrown on him. He had people punching him in the head and kicking him and stuff like that. He ended up with minor brain damage afterwards. You should go look this up. Like I said, I'll show a clip of this as part of this video. But those are the people I see hating Asians. Asians in general, maybe it's a stereotype. How dare you? are very successful, industrious people. They do not sit around. They do not screw off. For the most part, they are very industrious people, and they come to this country and they make something of themselves. They usually are very well educated, work very hard at being educated. They do not stay down. And that's the only time I've seen Asians get hate, is when they're more successful than other groups who've been here way longer. I mean, Chinese were almost as mistreated as blacks during the early years of this country. They were not treated nicely. I mean, they weren't enslaved, but dang near. I mean, they were treated as though they were less than human, and stuff. It's just, and it happens in every culture. There's always this kind of nonsensical stuff that sorry, turn my phone off. That happens, and I'm so sick and tired of everybody trying to make up some group that's being mistreated so that they can feel a part of the victim mentality. And that's all this is, because most Asian people I know, they don't feel like victims. This is to make them feel like victims. This is to get them to stop being such high achievers and to become bums and losers and worthless sacks of shit like the liberals and like most people in government want us to be, because then we're dependent on them. We're slaves to them. You know what? People like me, we're all about love. Hate is the only 4-letter word, You see, people in our government, all these people talking about hate and slavery, and they're not against any of those things. They're the perpetrators of most of it. They are the racists. They are the people pitting groups against each other, because then nobody was watching what they're doing. But Google and all you sacks of crap companies out there, get off your high horse. Get off your high horse. You run sweatshops in Asia. You move your call centers there so you don't have to pay them people anything to work, instead of building your call centers and stuff in America or in European countries. You are some of the biggest offenders and human rights abusers out there. Don't come and lecture me about Asian hate. When I saw that tonight on Google, it was all I could take to just keep my head from exploding. I had to run and get some duct tape and wrap it around my head so that so that if my head exploded, I'd at least have the pieces. But just seriously, this is the most ridiculous, redundant thing to try and pretend that another group has been victimized by, I don't know who, but I mean, give it a rest. Give it a rest, for the love of all it's holy. You're not helping anybody. You guys are the worst offenders. Google, Nike. Hey, Nike, you got a message for anti-Asian hate? How are them sweatshops? You like them sweatshops that make your shoes for like $2 so you can bring them here and sell them for over $100 and some odd per pair of shoes? Don't talk to me about how I shouldn't hate Asians or hate anybody. I don't. You people are the ones that do. You hypocritical, worthless sacks of excrement. Anyway, happy thoughts. Just one more thing that makes you want to go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great night. And remember, don't hate Asians. I know you don't, but Google wants to make sure you don't either. Although they do. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time. Bye now.